anyone go anyplace else.
There ain't no logical reason. For me, hot off the grill is inductively, deductively, and deliciously better.
Go anyplace else? Ain't no reason.
No reason.
Isn't no reason. Ain't no reason.
Wendy's ain't no a reason to go anyplace else.
For centuries, the Camel has been the best way to travel through the desert, but no longer. Datsun four-wheel drives beat the Camel every day. And the best way to beat today's high truck prices is to see your Datsun dealer right now during Truck Buck Day. He has special factory incentives he can pass on to you. And while you're there, see the new Datsun Diesel. It's your Datsun dealer's great new truck that lets you stop paying through the nozzle. Get a special deal on the special pickup you've always wanted during Truck Buck Days. In Central Arkansas, see your all-American Datsun dealer.
News Scene Update at 10 on Super 7.
Chris Lincoln along with Bob Biondi. We welcome you back at halftime at Lawrence, Kansas, where Arkansas State, a surprising 6-2 lead over unbeaten Kansas. The story in the first half, the ground control of Arkansas State's offense and some outstanding defensive play. Kansas defensively, Ryan Horn blocked an Arkansas State punt out of the end zone, giving him a 2-0 lead on the safety. And Scott McDonald then a 38 and a 47-yard field goal. The scoring for Arkansas State, it's 6-2. The Indians over the Jayhawks at halftime. Today's Fireman's Fund Flashback is brought to you by Fireman's Fund Insurance. And Fireman's Fund Insurance is brought to you by an independent agent near you. You know, one of the great series in college football has always been the battle between Notre Dame and Purdue. Let's take a look at that series now and the big game last week.
The Notre Dame-Purdue rivalry is one of the most intense in all of college football. Last year, the Boilermakers traveled to Notre Dame Stadium, and they had high hopes. But the highly touted Irish prevailed that day, 31-10. But Purdue was not in full force for that season opener. The Boilermakers were without the services of All-America quarterback Mark Herman. He had injured the thumb on his throwing hand the week before the game. So Scott Campbell, a young man fresh out of high school, was the Purdue signal caller against the Irish.
Mark Herman got hurt earlier in the week, so I prepared myself all week in my mind that I would start. I was really nervous for the game, but once I got that first play under my belt, I just treated it like another high school game, and I was okay from there on. We took a beating last year in my first start. We lost 31-10, and that was a kind of extra incentive for me to beat Notre Dame. You can see in the team's face that we weren't going to give up, that we wanted to win this ball game bad, and everyone knew that we could do it.
This Campbell pass to Steve Bryant put Purdue within 1 point of Notre Dame with just 19 seconds remaining in the game. It was Notre Dame 14 and Purdue 13. The Boilermakers decided not to go for the tie. We want the victory. And so, once again, Purdue coach Jim Young called the signal. Let's go with the winning combination that worked before. Campbell to Bryant, and it worked again. Purdue won at 15-14 to avenge the 1980 loss. Jim Young said, "We out Notre Dame, Notre Dame." And freshman coach Jerry Faust was on his way back to South Bend, his second loss in 3 starts. The campus newspaper posed the question that many Notre Dame fans are asking.
I love Notre Dame an awful lot, and I'll do everything I can to get it turned around that's humanly possible. And I have great belief in these young men here on this football team. And I think that once we get over the hump, we're going to be okay.
What kinds of businesses, large and small, does Fireman's Fund help insure? One as big as Mack Trucks, or as small as Smith Brothers Hobby Center. A clothing manufacturer as worldwide as Levi Strauss, or a clothing store as local as Thielens. It even covers just about every state building in Nevada. So for your business, see an independent agent who represents Fireman's Fund. Large or small, this hat is just your size. In the yellow pages, Fireman's Fund Insurance Companies.
And welcome you back to Memorial Stadium at Lawrence, Kansas. And we thank you for the welcome here from the Kansas student body as the University of Kansas Marching Band. Today salutes the Parents' Day guests and our ABC regional audience across 7 states. The musical montage for the most popular Broadway musical of all time, The Sound of Music. Robert E. Foster is the director of the University of Kansas Band, along with Thomas Stidham, Ronald McCurdy, and James Barnes. Let's go down and enjoy now some of the sounds of music from the University of Kansas Marching Band. University of Kansas marching band sound. At halftime, you're looking at their feature twirler, Miss Molly Martin. Miss Molly Martin, the feature twirler, and the University of Kansas marching band. We'll be back with more of their music, but first we'd like to bring you to look at the KU campus, then the one at Arkansas State.
For 115 years, the University of Kansas has been building a tradition of excellence in teaching, research, and service. With more than 100 bachelor degree options and extensive master's and doctoral programs, the university attracts well-prepared students from every state in the Union and many foreign lands. The university ranks 12th nationally among public institutions in the enrollment of National Merit Scholars. Research, too, is a benchmark of excellence. More than 30 research and service facilities have been established at KU. These include the Kansas Applied Remote Sensing Lab, which provides data for irrigation plans to Kansas farmers. The university's health research, education, and treatment facilities provide the highest quality services to Kansans. The Radiation Therapy Center at the Medical Center in Kansas City is one of only 10 fully equipped cancer facilities in the country. In the 1980s, the University of Kansas continues to achieve excellence in teaching, research, and service to the state and the country. Arkansas State University has a proud tradition of providing educational opportunities and services to the people of Arkansas. Founded in 1909 as one of 4 agricultural colleges, Arkansas State today has matured into a comprehensive university, one of the 2 largest resident campuses in the state, with a full range of degree offerings at the undergraduate, graduate, and specialist levels. ASU reflects a tradition of academic growth and development in agriculture, business, communications, education, and the arts and sciences. The Arkansas State University at Jonesboro is providing educational programs to thousands of students from throughout Arkansas and the Mid-South. ASU students are challenged through an honors program, and international students aid in broadening horizons. ASU's roots are in people. Its finest resources are its students, and its mission is to enable them through education to apply knowledge to the improvement of human living.
Hope you enjoyed your visit to these 2 very beautiful campuses in Lawrence, University of Kansas, and in Jonesboro State Universities. University of Kansas band, under the direction of Robert E. Foster. The Parents' Day crowd being entertained here by the band as they're finishing up their song, Sounds of Music, and into the school song from the University of Kansas. 8 minutes, 47 seconds. Scoreboard clock shows left in our halftime intermission. We'll be bringing you up to date on statistics in the first half, as well as other scores in college football. Arkansas State 6, Kansas 2. great show by the University of Kansas Marching Band, and the folks below us are on their feet to applaud an outstanding performance. And I want to tell you about these kids. They were out here early this morning, almost as early as we were, in a pouring rainstorm practicing. And what a great job they have done. Bring the folks their feet. The University of Kansas. 6:50 left in our halftime intermission here before we get back to the second half. Climb every mountain. I thought that was especially for Bob Beatty. Did a great job. And forming Kansas out on the field. And this place will come alive when they get into Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Here we go. We're at halftime in Lawrence, Kansas, where Arkansas State is a surprising 6-2 leader over the University of Kansas. And I am so glad I was not in the halftime locker room of the Jayhawks.
I would imagine that Don Farmer will have a few things to say to him.
Woo! I think so. Even the little Jayhawk seems a little concerned here.
You know, Chris, talking to him earlier this week, he was very concerned about this team. He said, you know, there are no weak teams anymore in football.
The statistics at halftime even more dominating than the score in favor of Arkansas State.
Well, they sure are. Look at those first downs, 8-3 in favor of Arkansas State, and those yards rushing. That's really the story so far. 105 yards. Total yards, 118. Nobody expected much passing out of Arkansas State, but maybe a little bit more out of Kansas.
Remember, in yards rushing, 29 of that 50 figure for Kansas came in their final series when Garfield Taylor broke a 29-yard run. Look at time and put just what Larry Lacewell wanted with the wishbone, 19:08. And no turnovers. So they have played absolutely to the game plan. And Larry Lacewell knew they would have to play to try to stay on the field with Kansas. But remember, Kansas is a second-half football team. And I know we're going to see a different group of Jayhawks. Here's a rundown of the scoring if you just joined us here. It started when Horn for Kansas. Their outside linebacker blocked an Arkansas State punt. Brian Horn blocking it out of the end zone for a 2-point safety. Kansas led it 2-0 with 7:06 left in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Arkansas State got a nifty 10-play, 50-yard drive going to set up McDonald on his first of 2 field goals in the second quarter. A 38-yard field goal and then a 47-yard field goal as Arkansas State leads it 6-2. Just about 4 minutes left before we get the second half underway. Neither team has made an appearance back on the field as yet. 6-2 Arkansas. The Arkansas State-Kansas game is being brought to you by Texaco, who also brings you quality automotive products you can trust, and by Schlitz, the Master Brewer's Brew. Just one taste and you'll know behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. And by the United States Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. The Indians lead the Jayhawks 6-2. If they can hold on for 2 quarters, it'll be some kind of upset. Kansas has different ideas. We'll be back.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
The people in St. Louis know their beer, but as a master brewer,
Schlitzer.
Thank you. I know one taste of my Schlitz can change a lot of minds, and now more people know.
I like Schlitz better than Bud.
I'm a Miller drinker, but you have to taste Schlitz to believe it.
Mr. Sillinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It's a good tasting beer.
Here's to it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Texaco's Metropolitan Opera broadcasts, the longest-running sponsored program in radio history. Bringing opera to people who can't get to the opera.
Can you drive that well?
Mexico. Your ticket to the opera for over 40 years.
No experience, no job. I could do that job, but who'd give me the chance?
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
We don't ask for experience.
We give it.
You won't read it in a book. You live it. Pick a service, pick a challenge, set yourself apart.
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. What a great place. It's a great place to start.
School activities are the other half of education. All over America, millions of boys and girls are realizing the educational values of participation in high school activities, from football to forensics and basketball to band. These programs are essential in developing healthy, well-rounded young people. It teaches them how to use their creative potential, work with others, deal with success and failure. These students have far greater attendance records, much lower dropout rates, and generally better academic performances. What a value. Over half of the nation's students are educated by activities at slightly more than 1% of most total high school budgets. But increased demands need more support, your support. Join National Chairman Gerald Ard in your community October 19th through 25th in celebrating National High School Activities Week. Support school activities in your community.
The preceding message has been provided by the NCAA.
We're back to start the second half. Arkansas State leads 6-2. And here's something really surprising, Bob. Look at this. The Kansas football team is warming up. They're going through actual drills, as I'm sure Don Fambro says, okay, boys, you didn't play in the first half. Let's start all over right at the start, pregame warm-ups.
Well, if they didn't take this game too seriously coming in, you can be sure that he got their attention at halftime, because Arkansas State really got their attention in that first half.
Arkansas State will be kicking off. They receive to start the football game, so Kansas will get their hands on the ball first. That is, if Kansas wants to stop practicing. Okay, I think... I tell you, Don Fambro bought him right out, and John Hadel turned his ball cap around and got down and went to work. Other games in college football. Temple battling. Look at this. Number 2 Penn State has a fight with Temple on their hands. Scoreless in the first quarter. Ohio State 7-3 over Florida State. That game in Columbus, first quarter. Navy at the half is leading Yale 12-9. The Elis are coming back. Harvard over the Army 6-0 in the first quarter. Cornell 3, Rutgers 0, first quarter. Obviously most of these East Coast scores with the early start here. Tennessee Chattanooga leads Furman 7-0. Kentucky, here's a surprise, 3-0 over Clemson at halftime. And Purdue, Wisconsin scoreless at halftime. Our other ABC regional in the first half here, Southwest Missouri State 17, Arkansas Southeast 8, and Houston now has a 13-3 lead over Baylor. That's at halftime. Arkansas State will kick off. Mark Stadler, number 2. You see he has his shoe tied back there to give him some leverage. Stadler will be kicking into the wind. About a 10 or 15 mile-per-hour wind. Still a gray, cloudy October afternoon here in Lawrence, Kansas. You look at the 2 deep men. There's Bob Johnson, 88. Their number 1 returner. To the near side was Darren Green, 22. And the second half, Arkansas State at Kansas is underway. Darren Green has it inside the 10, 15, Green 20, Green 25, Green 30, hit and knocked down at the 33-yard line. A good stick by number 18, Bill Bowers, a freshman, 26 yards on the return. Let's give a chance now to meet this fine defensive secondary for Arkansas State. Mike Morris, linebacker. Jordan Boyd, another linebacker from Memphis, Tennessee. Rick Fishback, the left cornerback. Henry Harris on the right side for Arkansas State. Curtis Clay, the free safety. First play, second half, handoff goes to Garfield Taylor.
You can see Kansas line starting to get off the ball a little bit better now.
Taylor gets a gain of about 5. Second down and 5 for the Jayhawks. But again, Coach Hadel in our film session yesterday, Bob, said they didn't call any different plays in the second half. The kids just seemed to start blocking better, knocking people down, and maybe they can get something going in here in the second half. They trail Arkansas State 6-2. And they've also changed quarterbacks. The Jayhawks have changed quarterbacks. They have pulled Frank Sire and are going with Steve Smith, number 12. Jordan Boyd, 48, made that tackle. It's a new quarterback for the Kansas Jayhawks. They've benched the sophomore Sire and have gone to the senior. As we take a look at the defensive down lineman for Arkansas State, Montgomery. Next to him is Laverne Tillman, the left tackle. Thomas Johnson, the outstanding nose guard, number 91, we've been talking about all day. Alagus is the right side defensive tackle, and is thrown back in the backfield. For a loss on the play was Garfield Taylor. And that was Steve Alagus, you bet. The other defensive end is Robert King, a sophomore out of Brownsville, Tennessee. Those are the men up front for Arkansas State, and they have done it again. They have forced Kansas to punt the football.
They really have, and you know, with the wind at his back, you have to wonder how far Scribner's going to kick this one.
High snap, Scribner pulls it down. The left foot is into it. High, beautiful Sparrow. Picked up at the 15-yard line and slipping and falling down at the 20-yard line is number 27, Chester Chisholm. Chisholm falls with the football. So Kansas, they switched quarterbacks, but it didn't help. They didn't get a first down. Arkansas State now with the football.
Summer times and first vacations, happy times and celebrations. Somewhere there's a Chevy that's a part of it. Autumn trees and good vibrations, winter scenes and decorations. Somewhere there's a Chevy at the heart of it. Chevy makes good things happen. Good things, new things happen. Chevy makes good things happen. On the road to distant places, coming home to warm embraces. Get yourself a Chevy, that's the start of it. Chevy makes good things happen. All kinds of good things happen. Chevy makes good things happen. Good things happen. Chevy makes good things happen.
The last chance battle for baseball playoff berths. The American League Division Series starts Tuesday. Join the Oktoberfest for October's best on the leader, ABC Sports.
October off to a great start on ABC with a surprise here. Arkansas State leading Kansas 6-2, just underway in the second half. This is Arkansas State's first possession. First and 10, their own 21. Tim Lankford, the junior from Searcy, is the quarterback. And it goes to Waddell Kelly. Kelly gets 3 to 4.
Well, they started the game with Spivey, and now they're with Langford. That means that both teams are playing with their second quarterbacks.
Here's the defensive lineup to Buren, along with McNorton, the two linebackers. Then it's Dan Wagner, the left side cornerbacks, made some big plays in the game today. Tony McNeely, the right cornerback for the Jayhawks, a 3-year letterman. Robert Gentry, a junior from Hot Springs, and Gary Coleman from Lawrence, Kansas, a junior, 1-year letterman. We'll look at the down people in just a moment. And there's one of them right there. Oh, it gets away. Langford now runs the other way. Got some blockers. Langford has a convoy ahead of him. He might go all the way. Langford 50, 45, cuts back in at the 40, at the 30. Langford cut down from behind at the 25-yard line. The touchdown saving tackle made by Gary Coleman, number 84. Coleman, a 55-yard run by Langford. Coleman saved the touchdown. Marky Alexander, 47, was the guy who had him. Here it is in the replay.
So here we have Langford. He was a broken play.
Alexander had him and lost him, Bob.
He sure did, and here comes Langford coming down. He had the highest grade point in the Southland Conference last year. He's a pre-med student.
Paul Gilbo, 69. Jerry Mack, 82 on the convoy. And there was Gary Coleman, 84, who pulled him down from behind 55 yards. First down, Arkansas State at the Kansas City fumble. The ball is loose. Scramble for it. It's still loose. I think Kansas might have gotten it. Jayhawks have it. Oh, there's a big play for Kansas. But Don Bembro still isn't smiling, Bob.
No, he's not very happy. But on that play, it looked like Langford just wanted to get back there a little bit too fast. He really never had the ball. take a look at that from our end zone camera here. We can see him, and he just never really had a hold of the ball. It's a tough break for him.
And a big break for Kansas. So now, the Jayhawks. 1st and 10 at the 21. Again, they go with their second quarterback, senior Steve Smith. From Emporia, Kansas. High backfield. Hands off. Garfield Taylor, 25. Taylor, 28-yard line. Gain of about 8 on the play. Thomas Johnson, the nose guard, 91. Slid over to make the tackle outside for Arkansas State.
We can take a look right now as Kansas is obviously trying to establish their running attack. They've switched quarterbacks. Sire, their best passer, is out, and we can see Garfield Taylor coming up here now.
It is 2nd down 3. As you look at Taylor, he gained 7 on the last play. That's his work so far today. His longest run of 29 yards. Taylor off the right side. This time he goes nowhere. Robert King, number 45, defensive end senior, made the hit, and a flag is down in the Arkansas State secondary. Clock is stopped. 11:06 left, 3rd quarter. Arkansas State 6-2 for Kansas. Here's the referee. I can read lips. That said holding. Dan Foley, the referee. Holding is the call against Kansas. They're discussing it now with Arkansas State. The captain, Tim Allison, number 16. It is 2nd down and long or 3rd and short. Don Fambro on the prowl.
Don Fambro, second tenure here as head coach. 19 years as an assistant coach before he took over.
You know, what amazes me as you look at the penalties so far, and not many penalties in the game, well played by both teams, is what a super recruiter Coach Fambro is. Here's a gentleman, 59 years old, and he relates so well to the college kids of today. He's just an outstanding recruiter. Look at all the kids he has from California.
Well, he's a fine gentleman and has a great reputation as being very honest, very fair, no nonsense coach. You know, there really isn't that much more, is it?
That's right. Here's the referee. Holding. That's what he said. Holding. Holding against Kansas. Don Fambro put together a couple outstanding recruiting classes here at Kansas. Remember, too, the Jayhawks are still basically a young football team.
Very young football team.
Smith. High backs behind him. One-man split to the bottom on a 2nd and now about 13. Smith rolling out the throw, got a lot of room to run. He will. 20, 25 to near the 30-yard line, close to a 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and short. 11 yards on the pickup. It'll be 3rd and about 3, maybe 2. Yep, 3rd and 2. Steve Smith, the senior from Emporia, Kansas. He has now received a lot of publicity or attention since Frank Sire came in, but the sophomore having his problems today. Look at the bell tower here at the University of Kansas, one of the landmarks of this beautiful campus. Diving near the 1st down.
That's
Garfield Taylor. Yeah, they knocked him back in a hurry. Mike Morris, the linebacker, 59, a pretty good stick there. And I think they want to measure.
Doesn't look like they've made it.
No, Kansas has already sent out their punt team. Look at this. No, they're short. They're short by, looks like a half a yard. They put it square on the 30, and they needed the 31. Listen to this, Bob. Here's a statistic. Elvin Lindby doing statistics for us today with ABC. 9 third down attempts. Kansas has converted only once. 1 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. And they will not make it this time. Nope.
Well, you've got to hand it to Arkansas State. We knew that Larry Lacewell's team was going to come in and play an aggressive defense, but I don't think anybody thought that they could hold Kansas like this.
Arkansas State leads Kansas 6-2 as Bucky Scribner, who has 6 punts for a 46-yard average. One of those, remember, was only 8 yards, though. His longest, 53. Oh, he gets a beauty this time. Oh, what a rocket. Let it go. Yes, into the end zone. 70 yards, wind assisted. 70 yards. Bucky Scribner. Arkansas State starts on its 20.
You know, if you want to count where that would have ended up, would have been a 100-yard punt.
Hometown boy from Lawrence, Kansas, and what an outstanding player he is for Don Fambro's Jayhawks. That, by the way, is his career best. 70 yards.
Well, you can see how much he means to this team. Instead of having good field position, here we have Arkansas State having to start from their own 20.
And they're setting the chains. They have stopped play momentarily here as the quarterback, Tim Langford, talked to the sidelines. Arkansas State leading Kansas 6-2. In the third quarter, all Kansas has on the board is a safety on a blocked punt in the first quarter. Then there were 2 Scott McDonald field goals. By the way, Scott McDonald, Bob, he really has a string going now.
That's 6 in a row, isn't it? 4 last week and 2 for 2 today.
Just a freshman. 9:48 left to play in the third quarter. Arkansas State's quarterback Tim Langford returns to the huddle, and the Indians are about ready to go. As an Emerson rushing offense dominated by ASU. Break the wishbone. Langford wants to throw, has a man open at the 25, at the 30, first down. Arkansas State go to the back. Dennis Walker out of Newton, Kansas. That again can be the strength of the wishbone. You get so used to the run, you overplay it so much, Bob, it really can open up the passes, and that's why Larry Lacewell said he went to Alabama. He likes the way they throw it on the wishbone. Spent his time, took his whole staff down there this past spring to Bear Bryant's Alabama camp. There's a handoff to fullback. It spins, breaks a tackle, first down. Carthage goes all the way to the 44-yard line. First down, Arkansas State. And the tribe is on the warpath again.
You know, Chris, you mentioned Larry Lacewell taking his offensive staff to Alabama during spring training, spring practice. He and Bear Bryant is from the same hometown, Fordyce, Arkansas. As a matter of fact, Larry's dad and Bear Bryant played football together.
Fordyce Redbucks. There's Larry Lacewell up in the booth calling the offensive plays, assisting with the defensive calls. Langford hands to a second back, spun away. Looked like the ball came loose.
Looked like a fumble.
Haven't had any indication yet. Arkansas State keeps it. Whoa. It was 32, Waddell Kelly. 77, Greg Smith defensively for Kansas. Here's a replay of that last action. Watch Kelly.
Yeah, we can see Kelly coming in here now. He just lost the ball. You know, that's what they don't want to do, particularly now.
Greg Smith.
They're lucky to get that back.
Was under the pile. I think the recovery looked like 56. The center, John McCaughey, held onto the football. Straight ahead across or near midfield. It'll set up third down at about 4. As the ball carrier, the fullback Maurice Carthen, kept it for a short gain.
Well, I think the big surprise is that they've been able to run it all against this Kansas defense, particularly up the middle. Look at the yards passing. Arkansas, not a passing team at all, 25, and Kansas for only 5 yards.
That's incredible. Kansas playing for 5 yards, 2 of 9 for 5 yards. The Kansas passing stats on the day. And again, Kansas can't get the ball from Arkansas State. Langford spun away, spins away, now he won't. Pull down. They had blue jerseys all over the backfield. Langford darn near got away again, Bob, to try to break it back to the sideline. It'll be fourth down, and Kansas finally gets the ball back for their offense. Defensively for KU, Bill Malavasi, number 96. Big guy was in on that last play for Kansas. The punt by Garvin is a short one. Rolls out of bounds at the Kansas 24-yard line. We heard the name Malavasi. Kansas has a lot of players with pro football ties. We'll tell you about those when we come back.
Unlimited mileage fare is falling this fall. From September 15th through December 14th, 2 people can fly for as little as $499 each to as many as 21 of Eastern's 100 cities in over a dozen countries. Discover Mexico, the Caribbean, Walt Disney World, New York, Miami. We also have special deals for people over 65. Call your travel agent or Eastern for complete details.
Hot firing, cold cranking, dirt fighting, road handling, money saving, hard working, AC Delco.
You know, dirt can do more damage in there than it does out here. That's why it makes real good sense to use AC, oil and air filters, because they're one hard-working solution to internal pollution.
Hot firing, cold cranking, dirt fighting, road handling, money saving, hard working, AC Delco.
The Southland Conference, now in its 18th year of existence, is pleased to have charter member Arkansas State representing its 6 institutions this afternoon. The Southland Conference and Arkansas State University both on the move.
Back in Lawrence, where Arkansas State leads 6-2 in the third quarter of play.
You know, you mentioned the pros that either family or relatives are playing. As far as this Kansas team, there are 12 relatives or fathers that have played in the pro league.
That's incredible. Malavasi, of course, is the head coach of the Rams. His son is playing here. Oh, confusion there. Flags went down.
You know, you mentioned Malavasi. There are 5 players from Huntington Beach on this team. Kerwin and Dino Bell, Frank and Troy Sire, and Bill Malavasi. And you know what's also interesting? Their dads all played at one time or other for the Denver Broncos.
I was impressed too, and here's the referee. Illegal procedure, dead ball foul. It was called on Arkansas State. The down remains the same. It is first down, but now it is 1st and 5 for Kansas. The quarterback still the senior, Steve Smith. Butts Taylor in the backfield I formation. Garfield Taylor hit behind the line. Gets away from another one. Now tries to run to the corner. A flag is down, and Garfield Taylor was down for a loss. And a flag went down in the Arkansas State secondary on the other side of the field. Defensively, Rick Fishback, 35. Tim Allison, 16, made the tackle on Garfield Taylor.
Larry Lacewell feels that Fishback might be the best athlete he has on his team.
Holding against Kansas. Big call against the Jayhawks. And again, they talk it over with Tim Allison, the 3-year letterman, senior from the hometown of the tribe, Jonesboro, Arkansas. And I know how proud they're going to be in Arkansas right now as they watch their underdogs really playing a super football game.
Well, what we're seeing here is Arkansas continue to play very aggressive defensive football. Everybody thought it was going to be their offense, but you notice their defense has really kept them in this game.
Holding against Kansas, Don Fambro, not a happy man. Apologize, our referee Dan Foley having some problems with his microphone here in the second half. Scores across the nation. Penn State's getting their act together. 13-0 over Temple in the second quarter. Georgia Tech, North Carolina, there's a surprise. Scoreless in their game. 1st and 15 for Kansas at the 20. Smith, the quarterback, option, pitches to Taylor, nowhere. Arkansas State had it strung out nicely. Jordan Boyd, 48. Victor Montgomery, 86. We're over there to run Taylor out of bounds. Fine defensive play. Boy, I'm really impressed by the pursuit of this Arkansas State defense.
Well, it's tremendous here. They really string this play out. Here we see quarterback coming out, and there's just no place for him to go. He pitches it out to Garfield Taylor. They're all over him. Tackle made by Jordan Boyd.
6:31 left in the third quarter. Arkansas State 6, Kansas 2. The Jayhawks on a 2nd and 15. Taylor steps around a couple players, dives forward to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd and still long, though, for the Jayhawks. Second quarter, Ohio State being pressed by Florida State, 13-10. 7th-ranked Buckeyes at home. Tennessee Chattanooga leads Furman 21-6. Clemson in front of Kentucky now, 7-3 in the third quarter. Purdue 7, Wisconsin nothing. Third quarter. A player down on the field. We have a Kansas player down on the field. An official's timeout.
You know, Chris, while that's happening, let's get this game in perspective. This is a tremendous upset in the making right here. Nobody gave Arkansas State any kind of a chance to come in here.
Dave Westling is the player who was down. He's up on his feet now. He's the left tackle out of Wichita, Kansas's North High School. Dave, a junior part-time starter last year, gained 35 pounds in weight training this season. Need to say something else about Arkansas State. Their line is outweighed by 20 pounds. Their offensive line, the Kansas defensive line. And they've just done a superb job this afternoon. They're 20 pounds a man. They're outweighed by Kansas. Steve Smith, option, left side, makes the pitch. Taylor fumbles the football. Arkansas State has it at the 27-yard line. That's the second turnover for the Jayhawks. And it's Steve Allegis from St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, you mentioned the fact that the Arkansas State line was, we'll get back to that in just a second. Here we have the replay on that fumble. And we just bobbled there by Garfield Taylor.
Jordan Boyd makes the recovery. Boyd was on the football. Allegis made the play. There's Jordan Boyd. And Arkansas State in great position now. A 6-2 lead. First and 10 at the Jayhawk 26. And the Kansas defense is going to do something now. And they do. Stuff the fullback, Maurice Carthen. Kansas defensive line, good play there.
Yeah, we saw Greg Smith in on that play, the 275 nose guard. He used to be a champion wrestler in Chicago. He credits that with much of his quickness. And I'll tell you, for 275 pounds, he is really quick.
Other scores in college football, Houston now putting Baylor away in the third quarter, 21-3. And look at this, Florida State leads the number 7th ranked Buckeyes 17-13. Second and 10. Back to pass. It throws. Has his man Carthen, the fullback, at the 21. Good recovery by Kansas, and he'll be short of a first down. Pursuit by the Hawks. Gary Coleman, 84, was over there defensively.
You also mentioned the smaller line of Arkansas State. I think we should bring up the fact that last summer, the players put on an average of 22 pounds as a result of their outstanding weight program. So they were not very big to start with.
Virginia Tech leads Memphis State 10-0. That's the same Memphis State team that beat Georgia Tech in Atlanta last week. There are some of the pretty Kansas girls. Third down, 5 to go for Arkansas State. They want to throw for it. Looking here, Langford on the run. He has the first down as Langford dives down at the 12-yard line. First down, Arkansas State. Langford showing pass, tucked it and ran for the first down. Kyle McNorton, 81, the linebacker, came back to make the play. Really need to say a word about Tim Langford. He's done a great job coming in for the starter, Rick Spivey.
Oh, he really is. He's an outstanding student. I think that probably Coach thought he might be just a little bit sure with him. He's not as quick, but he throws the ball a lot better.
First and 10, Arkansas State at the Jayhawk 13. Up the middle, oh, the fullback takes a heavy pop. Looked like Krista Burns, 64, met Carthen right in the hole and just stood him up there. Great hit by Taburin. There's Carthen, shaking it off. Gonna go back to the huddle and check, make sure he has all his equipment still on. Boy, I tell you, Taburin gave him a lick. Gained maybe a yard. As you see Tim Langford's work today, 10 carries, 75 yards. Done a great job of the wishbone. It is full wishbone for Arkansas State. Second and 9 at the 12. Langford on the option, cuts inside and will not get to the 10. So the Jayhawks defense is getting tough as they're pushed near their own goal line. We have not had a touchdown this afternoon. One safety for Kansas, 2 field goals for Arkansas State by Scott McDonald in the second quarter. That's been all the scoring on a day of defense and ball control offense for Arkansas State.
They really haven't let Kansas hit the ball very much.
You see Langford? He has the plays written on a piece of tape. That's what he was looking down at. In motion goes the fullback, Carthen. Langford rolls, wants to throw, throws back. He's got a man open. He'll score. Touchdown, Arkansas State. The touchdown for Barry Mack. Number 82, the tight end. There was nobody within 5 yards of him, Bob. Great play. Watch. They'll send the fullback cross motion. They start the whole play to the left and come back to the right.
The throw went all the way to the left, and they just turned right around and hit him out there. Easy 6.
Nobody within 5 yards of him. You saw Mack lined up as a tight end on the left side. All the motion went left. He came back and went to the right. The flag is up as the extra point. Good by McDonald, but a flag was thrown, so we'll keep it right here. A flag was thrown as Scott McDonald, who is 7 of 7 on extra points, hits it. It is offsides. Kansas, the penalty refused. The point is good, and 2 minutes and 56 seconds left to play in the third quarter. One of the big upsets in college football this season in the making here. Arkansas State 13, Kansas 2.
How do you get performance on the road?
BMW and a Riva. Datsun and a Riva.
Fiat and a Riva.
Mazda and a Riva. Saab and a Riva. Now an all-season radio from Goodyear for import owners. Steel belted Arriva radios in sizes for almost every import car on the road. Even its footprint tells you it's different. How do you get the performance you want?
With a showstopper like a Riva. A Riva, what a name.
Arriva, only from Goodyear.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Down here in Texas, people know a good beer. Many choose to taste of my Schlitz. Just one glass will tell a lot of beer drinkers what I've known all along. You just can't buy a better tasting beer than Schlitz.
What do I really think? I think Schlitz tastes better than Miller. Schlitz tastes really smooth.
Mr. Sillinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It really does.
I'm glad you like it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Next, college football magic continues. Undefeated 4th-ranked Pittsburgh, led by quarterback Dan Marino, tackles South Carolina or other games. Doubleheader intrigue next.
You Tiger fans, get ready. Mizzou is next. Missouri at Mississippi State. And we'll find out pretty quick how good Missouri is. Both those teams unbeaten in the top 20. Right now, we're finding out how good Arkansas State is there in Lawrence. They kick off, leading Kansas 13-2. 2:56 left in the third quarter. It comes down Dave at the 10, 15 for a big hole, 25 at the 30, 35, and spun down at the 37-yard line. Almost breaking it forward to number 22, Darren Green. Almost got through. Here's the scoring drive for Arkansas State. After the recovered fumble, 6 plays, 26 yards, an 11-yard pass from Langford. We'll see it again. Now watch the tight end. Watch the tight end come across right there, number 82. And there's Langford, throws back to him, and Mack is by himself. All the action went left. He threw back to the right. The Jayhawks still have Smith in at quarterback, the senior. They pitch Taylor. He can throw the football. He wants to throw. He's got a man downfield. He's got it. Touchdown, Kansas. Touchdown, Kansas. Garfield Taylor to Wayne Capers. 63-yard touchdown pass. The halfback pass for Kansas works. And here goes the waving way to Kansas as the Jayhawk fans, for the first time today, get to celebrate. Here it is, Bob.
Well, here we see it. He just let him get behind him. Wayne Capers, he's their leading pass receiver, had 10 receptions going into this game.
They beat Curtis Clay.
Catch.
Kansas finally gets a touchdown, and I would imagine they'll want to play for 2 here. They've got to. If they get 2, they can move within 3. 2:40 left in the third quarter. Kansas going for 2. Smith, the quarterback. In motion goes Capers. Rolls right, Smith. Looking to throw. It is knocked down. No good. The play was really made defensively by number 96, Kevin Dunn. He forced Steve Smith to run wide. And by that time, Arkansas State had the play covered. So the 2-point conversion is no good. Arkansas State's lead is cut now to 5. The The Indians 13, the Jayhawks 8. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. And that play is worth taking a look at, Bob.
It sure is. We're seeing something happen right now that Kansas has been doing all year, and that's being very sluggish through most of the ball game, and then all of a sudden getting their act together right at the end.
The 2-point conversion attempt there. No good. Good defensive playing by Arkansas State. So the Jayhawks finally get something also they've not had today, Bob, and that's some momentum.
A little momentum also. It's starting to rain down here again.
Bruce Kallmeyer will be kicking off for the Kansas Jayhawks. The umbrellas are up. The rain is falling again in Lawrence. First time we've had rain during the game. We had heavy rain before. Number 1, this is Stegel. Stegel at the 15. Stegel, the 18-yard line, and that's it. A little pushing and shoving down there, the boys. So Arkansas State knows they're not out of the woods yet. Kansas scoring drive, 1 play, 63 yards. Took them only 16 seconds on the pass from Taylor to Capers.
Doesn't take much to get back in the ball game, does it?
2.5 quarters. Kansas' total offense before that play was 85 yards. Up the middle it goes. Waddell Kelly, the halfback, 32. I'm sure Larry Lacewell wants to take no chances down this deep, especially knowing Kansas now is a little fired up after the touchdown. .2:15, clock running here in the third quarter. Remember, it's Missouri, Mississippi State next on ABC. Langford, the quarterback, as he has been since early in the first quarter. Oh, hit behind the line, knocked down. Big defensive play there by number 95, 6'6", 265, junior Broderick Thompson. He's another Californian.
Well, Kansas is starting to come alive a little bit right now, but we also have to realize that they have a lot more depth, and it may just be that Arkansas State's getting a little bit tired.
A loss of 3 on the play. Third down and 9. It's raining harder now. Wind blowing into the face of Arkansas State. Handoff up the middle. Carthen. And they'll punt it away. They said he was down. Ball came loose, but they said he was already down. So Arkansas State will have to kick into a pretty stiff wind, not to mention the rain, as their punter Bruce Gartman comes out. Look at this, Ohio State has regained the lead, 21-17 over Florida State. Quite a battle in Columbus. Buckeyes ranked number 7. Gartman back deep, standing inside his own 10-yard line. High snap, pulls it down, he's in trouble. Gartman trying to get it off, he won't. Kansas will take over at the 16-yard line. The snap was high, the Jayhawks had the rush on. And the Kansas specialty teams get them a big break. Kansas first and 10 at the ASU 16. Here come the Jayhawks.
Okay, we can take a look at right now, Chris. This is the second bad snap that Gartman's had to contend with. The first one resulted in a safety, and this one's definitely putting him in a hole. A couple of mistakes have been very costly for him.
The Jayhawks, first and 10 at the 16, 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Steve Smith, the quarterback, keeps on a big hole. Smith at the 10, down to the 7. A huge hole opened up on the right side, and Steve Smith kept it for a gain of 9 yards. And the Ducks are fired up now.
Well, here we can see in slow motion how they really get off the ball. The whole right side of that Kansas line just caved them in. Monstrous hole.
Pulling guard, Paul Fairchild, helping to lead the way with a block. Also, Jeff Schleicher, the tight end, number 90, had a good block. 12 seconds, 10 seconds left in the quarter. Second down and 1 at the 7. Smith gets a snap, options left, cuts in. Smith at the 5, Smith to the 3. And that'll be the end of the third quarter.
I think Arkansas State just soon get that wind at their back this fourth quarter.
NCAA college football, Arkansas State at Kansas. We'll continue after this commercial message and a word from our local station. Stay with us.
For over 25 years, the most powerful tool of the 20th century was kept in the back room. Until Wang opened the door to office automation. Wang put the computer at everyone's fingertips by simplifying data processing, revolutionizing word processing, and combining them on one system. And the future looks even brighter. Because at Wang, we never stop opening doors.
My alternator light won't go out. Uh-oh. What do you think it is, Mr. Goodwrench?
Well, let's take a look.
Mr. Goodwrench has the right GM equipment available to work on your General Motors car. Thousands of dollars worth. But he also knows the value of a well-placed thumb.
What's the problem?
Just a stretched belt. I can replace it while you wait.
All right! Keep that great GM feeling.
Where Mr. Goodwrench works.
With genuine GM parts.
Watch ABC's World News tonight and see why millions are turning to ABC News.
Savers tax-free certificate is a sound investment. Just deposit $500 or more in a Savers tax-free certificate and select your favorite from 11 electronic gifts. Free or at greatly reduced prices. Get your Savers tax-free certificate now, plus your choice of an extra gift bonus, and earn up to $2,000 of tax-free interest.
You're important to Savers. We're building our name around you.
Look at that Philco. What a picture. Look at that Philco.
What a price.
It's a picture price and sharp and clear, and it's tagged so you look twice. Look at that Philco. What a picture. Look at that Philco. What a price.
Philco. What a picture. What a price.
Look at that Philco. What a picture. Look at that Philco. What a price. With all today's technology and a good old-fashioned price, you'll see Philco. What a picture. What a price.
See Philco now at both Garner Brown superstores.
This is Super 7.
Back in Lawrence, Kansas, the Jayhawks trail 13, but they've got it first and goal at the Arkansas State 3-yard line. This will be the first play of the fourth quarter. This has been the book on Kansas. They've been the comeback team all season. 3-0. Quarterback Steve Smith. Split back behind him, hands off. Taylor smothered. Got nothing. Brad Butts, the fullback. Garfield Taylor.